Welcome back everyone. This is part 6 on what if Naruto was neglected by his family for his siblings. I do not own Naruto or any of the characters in this video. Chapter 6. Naruto goes through the forest, jumping and parkour through the trees quickly, trying to get to his hidden home as quickly as possible. Naruto just finished his test, but right now he needs to get to his base as quickly as possible, having felt a familiar chakra signature close by and needs to hide before they find or sense him. Naruto quickly makes his way to his hidden base. While it's Orochimaru's hidden base, Minato and Jiraiya have found nearly all of them. Naruto found it when training one day. It has a bed, a few tables for stuff, a pond and arena for training. It was hidden underground, so it was hard to find. Naruto accidentally found the secret hole to get into. Naruto jumps down the last tree as he runs to the wall. He follows a secret pathway as he jumps to the wall, jumping side to side as he slowly runs to each side, around the rocky cliffs before reaching the secret entrance. Reaching the spot, Naruto moves a rock that covers the tunnel, pushing it on an angle. As he walks into the hole, he lets the rock drop down, covering the hole as he walks down the tunnel. Walking through the tunnel, he follows a rock-made stairs. Channeling chakra to his hand, he puts chakra into one of the candles, lighting one candle as all candles in the tunnel and place lights up. Orochimaru made chakra-like candles that light up with fire when one channels chakra to them. And if you sync the candles together, you can light up a room. It is a shame Orochimaru doesn't make more inventions like this. Naruto knows his pops has some of these candles back home. Naruto makes his way to the arena. The place has a training arena with a small pond for training. Seeing the place light up as he starts to stretch his arms and legs. And it has been some time since he fought at that level with Yugo. He knows Yugo only fought at high Chunin level. Naruto is getting complacent, fighting academy level student and Genin level grunts, even below that level. Naruto needs more battle experience with him going to face his other family. He knows some are still pissed at what happened, but right now he needs to train. Naruto looks at the stone table on the side with all kinds of weapons and training equipment. He went over to take a few prayer beads and some leaves. He then went back to the pond and placed the prayer beads around his wrists and ankles, and placed his palm against his chest, sealing technique. 4 limbs weighting seal the weight of the beads increased exponentially, weighing down Naruto's limbs. This technique is performed by placing prayer beads around the wrists and ankles of the target, and then pressing the palm against the target's chest. This increases the weight of the beads exponentially, weighing down the target's limbs. Given how it would be difficult to perform this technique in actual combat, its primary use is for training in a style similar to Might Guy and Rock Lee. As the target of this technique continues to train, the prayer beads change color from white to blue, green, yellow, and finally to red. Naruto only uses the prayer beads when training without getting attacked by others. Fighting an enemy while using the beads will get you killed. Naruto takes a deep breath before walking on top of the pound. Naruto made hand signs to create a shadow clone that was standing before him. Naruto and his clone both placed the leaves on him, and then they fell into a fighting stance. The clone went for the first attack knowing that they could have a standoff for who knows how long. The clone went for a punch that Naruto dodged before retaliating. The blonde and his clone fought on top of the water. While they were keeping the leaves stuck to their bodies, it was an exercise to help control chakra. When on top of a body of water and the leaves, and combat added more difficulty to the task, thought it was a good control exercise, and with the prayer beads weighing him down, it would only help him in the future. Naruto fights that shadow clone with a mix of the Ansatsuken and his own style of it. The Ansatsuken, or assassination fist, is a taijutsu created by Akuma used to describe the assassination arts. which consists of any martial art developed with the intention of slaying an opponent. Akuma said to develop the style during the first ninja wars. He slayed hundreds of high-level ninja with his fists, and even killed more than one cage-level ninja. Naruto can only hope he can reach that level as Akuma said while he teaches them the basics of his Ansatsuken. The student must create one that fits them. As Akuma, a raging demon of pure muscle and power, created a style only he could do compared to everyone else. The fighting lasted for a few minutes, as Naruto kept fighting as the pair beat slowly increased to each weight. They had a set time of when to increase weight. Naruto grunted as they increased weight before his shadow clone side-kicking his face, making him jump back to counter the hit before he fell in the water. Jumping back, he landed on the water, sliding across as he tries to maintain chakra control. He loses a few leaves on his arms but still has two more left. Naruto gets up ready for more as the clone Naruto jumps into the fray fighting Naruto. As the bread changes color, increasing the weight, Naruto grunts fighting his clone. It went on for half an hour and Naruto jumped out of the pond, with his clone following. Naruto was on his knees sweating as the beads turned yellow. The next level of weights for Naruto, but Naruto can't fight anymore. The clone, seeing this, dispelled. Naruto felt the chakra return as the clone dispelled. Naruto took off the beads as he went for a water bottle, drinking it until then pouring it all over his head. To cool him off, Naruto signs as he sits on the edge of the pond, crossing his legs and closing his eyes, taking deep breaths as he meditates, focusing on his breathing and feeling the chakra in his body. Naruto wishes he could do this outside, but it is far too hectic outside to try this. Something he misses being with his family and having fun with them as he meditates on the matter. Lina flashback. A young Naruto runs through the forest, running around the trees and through the woods. Quickly making his way though, Naruto pants as he goes behind a tree. Looking behind him to see no one has followed him, Naruto goes back to the trees, learning his back to it as he tries to listen to whoever is following him. He is not sure where they are, but he knows they are coming. "You okay, Naruto-kun?" A voice scared him as he turned to his side to see Ty Lee Hyuga, looking at him with her pale eyes. "You scared me, Tai-chan," Naruto said, holding his breath in surprise, and a Ty Lee giggling. Couldn't help it. Ty Lee smiles as she hides behind Naruto as they both look around trying to find who's tracking them. "Do you think they got the others?" Naruto asked, looking around the area as Ty Lee activated her Dujutsu. "Byakugan," Ty Lee said, her eyes pulsed and her version up. She looks around the area too, her Dujutsu giving her better eyesight than anyone else, but even with her eyes she can't find anyone. "Maybe they're either too far away or hiding too well," Ty Lee said, not seeing anyone as Naruto shook his head. "Most likely they got captured," Naruto said as he made his way around the woods, with Ty Lee quietly following. They both walked slowly through the woods, watching every step, as they constantly searched around the area, eyeing every movement or anything in the senses, both feeling teased at the silence. As they looked around, SNA paw snap was heard, causing them both to run. Ty Lee and Naruto separated, running through the trees and ground, helping to keep their distance between them and their tracker. Naruto ran as fast as he could, running, jumping, and even sliding through the dirt as he heard footsteps behind him. Knowing he is getting attacked, tries to turn around. Grabbing a tree branch to give him momentum, he runs straight through, helping to catch his attack by surprise. "Oh," Naruto yells, changing forward, trying to catch the tracker by surprise. He looks around to see no one there. He looks confused, sure someone was chasing him. Naruto looks around but hears something above him. Looking up, he sees two legs jumping on him, knocking him to the ground. "Oh, www," Naruto groans as he hears laughing above him. "Nice try, Naru." But you gotta be faster than that to surprise me, a female voice said, making Naruto look up to see his tracker and attacker. A slender and well-endowed woman of average height. She has dark skin, golden irises, and black hair. Her hair is waist length and kept in a ponytail. With chin-length bangs framing the sides of her face, her standard attire consists of a black, backless, sleeveless undershirt, an orange overshirt with 2 white straps on each shoulder, a large beige sash around her waist, and black stretch pants with a pair of lightweight brown shoes, Yoruichi Shihoin from Bleach Yoruichi, the former Jinchuriki of the Two Tails, Matatabi, and the sister to the third Reikage. She was the third Reikage tag partner, and together they destroy and blitz the battlefield together. Come on now, Naru, you know the rules. I tag you, so you need to go to the start. Come on, off you go. Go, Yoruichi points at Naruto as he grunts about getting caught and gets annoyed at Yoruichi poking fun at him. This was a game they were doing with Yoruichi. She trains the children by having them play games with her. Yoruichi was playing hide and seek with them. They have to use their skills to hide from her and try to not get caught. It is educational and fun at the same time. Naruto grunts as he heads back to the start. He thought he could outrun her this time. As Ty Lee follows beside him, she got you to, Naruto states as Ty Lee nodded in shame. She has the Byakugan, yet she still got caught. She was so fast, Ty Lee mutters as Naruto nods. Yoruichi was the fastest out of all their sensei, but also the most fun compared to them. Both Naruto and Ty Lee made it back to the beginning of the forest, which was created on the moon by their pops. Naruto and Ty Lee walk into a circle of their friends, all caught by Yoruichi and told to run back here. She got you to, Rito Hoshigaki said. She was one of the first ones caught. She wasn't good hiding in the forest. She is working a way around that. She blitzed my Donjidus, Ty Lee said, sitting with her as Naruto joins Riser Dragneel. Not surprised Yoruichi got you. She loves this training exercise, Riser said with pride. Riser knows how powerful she is compared to them. You sure she is not doing this for fun, Naruto said. Yoruichi always plays games with them whenever they train under her. She is more fun after all. Of course she finds this amusing. She is of Riser's village, the best there is. Learning under her is an honor, and you, my young and ignorant friend, should learn what you can. Riser pat Naruto's shoulder. Feel sympathy for not understanding their sensei. Riser doesn't judge. He knows not everyone can see her greatness. You must be a great student. Being the first one here, Naruto noticed as a few more of them started coming out of the woods, of course. Despite Riser's best efforts, she caught Riser's through his poor attempt at stealth. Riser said with pride. Not taking shame in being caught. With your pride, it doesn't surprise me you got caught first, Genji said, walking behind them after getting caught. And you were caught after, Naruto. That surprises Riser. Given your traits, Riser said. Mildly surprised Genji was caught after Naruto. I'm simply better at stealth and smart enough to remain in stealth, Genji commented. Finding good hiding places and knowing when to get out and find a new place. You would be smart enough to see through all of us, Naruto said to him. Genji shrugs. Gaining knowledge and using it are completely different things, Genji explained. As more of the girls came out, it's so hard to hide when you look like a fish, you know. Zora is not happy with getting caught early. Don't worry, Zora. It's only a game, Ty Lee said, trying to cheer her up, but Zora just groaned. I can't even beat anyone in a children's game. How am I going to get better? Zora holds her hands on her face as Claire walks behind her. Being better at children's games won't help you in real life, Claire said, sitting down as Zora looked at her. As if you can't compare hiding from our sensei to real-life hunting and capturing, Zora said. Knowing hide and seek is the same as hunt and kill. We should be glad Yoruichi-sensei isn't taking this seriously. We would all be dead if she was, Claire said, blunt in the way as she speaks the truth. Doesn't mean she shouldn't scare us, like that Tylee said. She was scared out of her mind when she was running away, looking around with her danjistu in a panic. Until Yoruichi pawns her, scaring her. Vegeta came out of the wood with a grumble as Fu came next to him with big smiles. Come on, Mr. Grumpy Monkey. It's all in good fun, you know, Fu said with a smile, but Vegeta glares at her. It's not fun to jump me when I'm hiding. Then pushing me to our crazy sensei, you bitch, Vegeta growls at her. Fu jumped on top of him, making a big scene for all to see. As Yoruichi made a beeline to them, then Fu pushed him to Yoruichi direction. Come on! You would push me around if you had the chance. Fu looks at Vegeta playful, but Vegeta glares at her. I'm not giving you my attention. Vegeta turns away from her. Knowing she wants attention and he is not giving it to her, Fu pouts at that. You should pay attention to her, monkey boy. Fu was the only one to pass, Yoruichi said. Coming behind, everyone as they all gathered around to see her. Because Fu was caught last, sensei, she was the loudest of us, all, Zora complained. Seeing Fu credit for running then hiding. That is not the point, my little princess. Yoruichi grins, playing with her fins as Zora moves her head away from her. Yoruichi smiles. Is it because she used Vegeta's ego and loud voice to get your attention? Then used him as a distraction, Naruto said as Vegeta glared at him. Tell me, Fishcake. Were you captured before or after me? I might be loud, but at least I'm not the first one caught, Vegeta said as Naruto glared at him. We all heard you yelling a mile away, Naruto said as Vegeta got up. How about I yell in your face? You hear me now? Vegeta yelled at Naruto as he got up. I'm gonna hear you crying really soon, Naruto yelled back as they were about to fight. But Yoruichi got between them. Naruto and Vegeta groaned, holding their heads in pain as Yoruichi knocked their heads together. The others laugh at them. None of that now, you two. Naru, go over there. Veggie, over there. Shoot, shoot, Yoruichi pointing to the side as both Naruto and Vegeta grumbled as they sat down away from each other. That doesn't surprise me anymore, Tylee said. Not really surprised at them fighting anymore, and Sensei's always putting them down. Yoruichi is unbeatable, Riser said with confidence as he smiled at his Kumo Senesi with pride. To you. But our other senseis isn't weak but your standard, Genji said. As he and Riser have a light glare at each other but don't fight it out. Seeing the results of Naruto and Vegeta. What did Fu do to pass sensei? Claire asked her as Fu smiles. By being awesome, that's why Fu bragged to her. As she doesn't react to Fu's sad frown, of course she is Claire. But that's not the point of this exercise. Is it Yoruichi messes with Fu hair as they smile at each other with mischief? They get along too well. I'm not teaching you how to be stealthy or how to track my little chickens, Yoruichi explains to them as they all pay attention. I'm teaching you how to have fun, Yoruichi grins at them. They all look at her astonished. I know we are on the moon, high in the sky. And you are being trained by the best of the absolute best. Yoruichi points at herself as Riser raises his fist in agreement. But don't forget you're still kids. You only get to be a kid one time, and it's my job to make sure you live your life to the fullest. Yoruichi smiles at them as she claps her hands. Okay, boys and girls, this time I'll be hiding and all of you would be seeking. Catch me if you can. Yoruichi disappears before them. As everyone looks around, where did she go? Zora asked, looking for her. She went into hiding. As she said, her location is unknown, Claire said. Repeating what Yoruichi just said, thank you, Captain Obvious, Vegeta said. Looking around for her as well. I'm not a captain, nor is my name obvious. I'm Claire Mu, Vegeta Claire said. Taking Vegeta words literally, that's not what he meant, Claire. Tylee said, using her Byakugan to try and find her. We can't find her individually, we need to work together in order to seek her, Genji said. Seeing that none of them can find her alone. Put the idea to work together. Riser agrees with the barbarian, Yoruichi-sama is too fast and strong for us. Even together, we might not have the chance. Riser seriously agrees with Genji to his shock. Riser respects Yoruichi too much to consider talking down to Genji. Amazed you agree with me, Riser, Genji said as Riser shrugs his shoulders. Even if you are below Riser, Yoruichi-sama needs our full attention if we have a chance to find her, Riser said. Wanting to prove himself to Yoruichi even if it means working together with the savage. Must be the end of the world if you put aside your pride, Riser, Naruto said. Looking at Riser with a bit of respect as they all came together. Okay bitches, the douchebag and nerd are right, so I have a plan, Vegeta said. As he drew a circle with everyone looking at him as he drew a plan in the dirt, line watching. Them from afar is a black cat sitting on the tree. The cat is on the tree without a care in the world. You know there are no cats on the moon, right? A voice said, causing the cat to turn and see a familiar black cloth figure sitting next to her. You never know, cats are very cunning. Some say they were the original shinobi, you know. The cat said in a male voice, perhaps. But I still think the young ones will find the only other animal this place has, Naruto said. Watching the young one from afar as they plan and argue how to catch Yoruichi. There are no other animals on the moon beside them. You disapprove of my training? The cat asked. But Naruto shook his head. Far from it. I believe it's what they really need. Naruto can see the benefit to teaching them by having them play a game. Have fun and encourage them to train better than what everyone else tells me. The cat said as Naruto's chuckles. It's a shame. Your village had the most potential if you were chosen instead of your brother, Naruto said. Knowing the history of Yoruichi and her brother the third, they were the best Kumo-Ten team together. Their speed and strength made them unmatched by anyone. Then Yoruichi became the Jinchuriki of the two-tailed cat. She was S rank before she became the Jinchuriki, and proved to be more powerful, mixing her family styles with her Biju powers. Sadly, due to time, the people didn't like a powerful female. Actually, nearly every village had a powerful kunoichi. But the shinobi didn't like that female were just as strong and male. So they are barely recognized as strong unless they are lucky like Tsunade. Tell that to Lubu, that arrogant prick, the cat said in distaste as Naruto smiles. Lubu is arrogant. But don't forget everything the Lubu boost is somewhat true, Naruto said, but the cat scoffs at him. Lubu was a samurai, a very powerful one from the very first ninja wars. It was he and his army alone that kept Iron Country safe, taking down powerful ninjas and more so, until he decided to crown himself Emperor of Iron Country and nearly succeeded in taking it over. But the samurai had allies in the Element Nations, and a few ninja from each village combined to beat Lubu. If Naruto's hadn't saved him, he would be dead. Lubu was Naruto's life deft, and Naruto's trained him in chakra, and had him train others as well. Many learned from his fighting experiences and weapon training. He is one of the few that can fight Akuma to a somewhat standstill. You beat him and so did Akuma. Yet he never shut up about himself and his training, the cat said, having heard the kids complaining about the training did under him. It is one thing to be beaten by me, but it is another to put up a fight with Akuma. You're aware how powerful he is, Naruto said, knowing the power alone Akuma is dangerous, and that without his fighting style, the cat let out a humph. The cat had to team up with another just to stand a chance against Akuma, and he was still holding back. Do not worry about him, Yoruichi. I believe your training is the most benefit. It let them be kids while also having them put in effort to win any game. Naruto compliment the transformed Yoruichi, seeing Riser and Genji working together. putting the differences aside and Veget and Naruto not killing each other. The girls not complaining either. Lubu encourages rivalry and constantly pins them against one another. While it has results, it also leaves some of them bitter to one another. Something Naruto had to stop before it got out of hand. Tell that samurai that no one mess with my kittens, you hear? In fact, tell me when he does it so I can stuff a lightning bolt up his ass, Yoruichi said. She grown fond of the children and wants them to have a full life before having their life destroyed. By being a ninja, Naruto chuckles at the sight of that. Try to hide Yoruichi. The little ones have started, Naruto said, seeing everyone starting to look for Yoruichi through the forest as Naruto left them to play. Yoruichi didn't approve of the ninja violence and preferred peace, like her father before her. Sadly, her brother was more of a battle freak and encouraged everyone else to do the same. It is a reason they nearly killed her when they extracted her biju. Luckily, Naruto was nearby to save her before she went full passed on. Yoruichi followed Naruto after he saved her, seeing all she did for the village to be spit at, making the betrayal life-shattering. She didn't know what to do, so he followed him. Naruto shows her things beyond one village and introduces her to others to share the pain of betrayal. She loves the kids and loves her friends. She would follow Naruto's for giving her a second change in life. Flashback overline. Outside the village, a young woman with closed eyes holding a bow walks through the wood, surrounding the village, easily avoiding every obstacle in her path as she walks up a cliff to get an overview of Konoha. Walking to the top, she looks over the village. Going a hand sign, she opens her eyes. Byakugan white eyes open to see the village, seeing everything and everyone, though the walls and structures. Nothing is hidden from her eyes as she looks around the village, searching for something. Searching for someone in particular. The girl shakes her head, closing her eyes at a loss as the popped-up nerves reset. Naruto would never return here. He hates it just as much as I do. Ty Lee said, shaking her head as she looked for Naruto. She doesn't know why he left them all, but she was going to find out one way or another. End of chapter 6. Hey there, everyone! It's been a while since the last time I speak to you all. I hope you are doing good. If you are wondering, why am I talking to you all now? Because I have good news to say. Do you all remember part 1 of the series? The AI voice was different. That was my original AI voice I was using in the time, and my previous What If series. If you don't remember what I said, Cupcat have an update in that time. Because of that, some of the AI voice were gone, including the one I was using. But now it returns. Next part will be my original AI voice. Also, if you are wondering, why am I not using it right now before I discover it? I was already 11 minutes in the video. And believe me, I was too lazy to reset the video to use my original AI voice. That's the reason why I'm not using it right now. Either way, that is all for now. Next part will be a happy day for me, because I'm using my original AI voice once again. Have a happy face. Link down to the comments. If you want to read the rest of the story, I hope you all enjoy. Goodbye.